Today I'm going to be going over how to draw a lava golem. It won the last poll on my channel here. So I'm going to be using a combination of the how to draw lava tutorial, how to draw rocks tutorial, and then just a bonus how to draw an egg tutorial, which didn't really end up being an actual egg. It ended up being this weird rock lava egg, but the effect of this is kind of going to go into the effect of the lava golem, which kind of is like a rock lava golem if I'm being more specific. Let's go ahead and get the sketchbook. Here we are. So basically I'm going to start with sort of loose shapes and specifically circles. Circles are just super easy to quickly sketch. So of course this is its head. And then I'm just gonna kind of go out, draw these really big shoulders because I'm thinking of a very broad sort of monster. So I'm gonna have this really huge chest, maybe even like really broad actual like shoulder areas, perhaps. And then just kind of going for an overall feel of how I want the pose to be. I mean, it's kind of following a humanoid shape. Obviously, since this is a monster, it's not completely human. Its arms are gonna be long. And I'm thinking I want a leg coming forward. I'm gonna make its feet kind of boxy, finish up on this side. Gonna have this foot kind of like behind him in a sense. And then this foot going out in front. This one going back a bit and like that. I might bring his arms in a bit. I really wanted them like just big and massive just to show like brute strength. But I'm not too crazy about the placement. That's the cool thing about sketching. When you're drawing with quick, loose lines, you can change things up pretty quickly. Shorter definitely seems to look a little better. Starting to look a bit too much like an actual human person. It's kind of giving me some Wreck-It Ralph vibes. But when you have a pose down, then I would say the first part is done. Of course, if it doesn't look exactly like this, that's okay. This is sort of just to give you a general idea. So when you have the pose down, go ahead and take a kneaded eraser and kind of just roll it on top to lighten everything up. This is optional. You don't really have to, but this is how I like to do it. Because now that it's all lightened, I can go in and start sketching in more details. So the face is a giant solid rock. So I'm just going to kind of go, making it sharp in some edges, bumpy in others. Going to kind of give the face area a bit more definition, kind of similar to how I did the faces here. Like this is a face, this is a face, this is a face, like just the sections of surfaces of a rock. And then maybe we can have some shaky eye holes just about right here. And then I usually do my lines when it comes to bodies very fluid like, but since we're dealing with a lava golem where the body will be pretty much rock, kind of just going for a more bumpy style, following the shape of the sketch that I have underneath. And so I'm doing like a big boulder here for the shoulder. And I'm going to do another big boulder on this side for the other shoulder. Maybe I'll do like a tiny little rock on top of this one. I think that would be kind of cool. And then another shaky rocky line going from the head to this shoulder. And so then I definitely want lava kind of like inside of him, pouring out. So like maybe right here where the arm socket is, we've got just kind of lava sliding down. And then maybe the same thing on the other side, just kind of sludging its way down right in the arm area. Probably not as dramatic as this one, just kind of halfway like that. And then filling in the body with more rocks. So I'm basically just drawing big boulders on top of more big boulders or next to other big boulders and maybe some cracks in between. It's not like these boulders have to fit like completely compact. And then fill in like the gaps a bit just so that we've got some depth going on and maybe even having some more lava coming out of the cracks. Gonna finish these arms. Got another boulder coming out. I'm just following the undersketch. Make sure to get your rock faces in just to give them a more realistic look. They all don't have to be symmetrical looking. Just draw them however you feel. And I kind of want to do his arms down here, sort of like Hellboy's stone hand that he has. It's like oversized and large. I don't know if that would totally clash with the overall look. I guess we'll see. So I'm going to try doing a fist for the hand. Not going to get too detailed or complicated. This is his thumb right here. And then I'm going to go in and just sort of morph it into rocks by just dividing it up. There we go. Might have some more lava kind of spilling out of his hand because why not? Then I'm going to continue on with the body, kind of just shaping it out as I go with more boulders here and there. And then just keeping two important details that make the mind be able to see the actual sort of humanish figure. So I'm going to go down like that. And then I'm going to stop right about here because this is where his pelvis is. And then we're just going to fill out his leg with another giant boulder, maybe a kneecap kind of rock right here. And then another boulder coming out for this leg, going up, coming in, another rock right here, some stone feet. I'm going to keep it kind of boxish and then just coming out. Maybe I'll split it down the middle like so. So now we have this leg back here. Going to kind of do the same that I did with the front leg. Big boulder, kind of going up, coming back down again, because I kind of like that idea of the kneecap kind of look for the rock right here, and then another rock coming out, another box kind of foot. And I'm going to edit this part really quick. Felt like that rock was a little too low. I'm going to bring it up and then bring his leg rock up into it. And now I'm going to finish up his other arm. Another odd shaped rock here. I don't think my idea of the Hellboy arm quite worked out, so I'm not going to try that completely again. So I'm going to bring this down. Going to kind of shape out the hand first. I'm going to have this one open. So we've got his index finger going down, thumb finger coming out, and then I'm just going in for the palm area and connecting it back in. Obviously, this is kind of looking like an actual hand. That's okay because I'm going to go over it after I lighten it up again and then form it out to be more rocky looking just by adding in smaller rocks that take on the shape of the hand. And there we go. So I've got my thumb done. I'm working on my index finger, kind of going to do like digits separated so that it makes a bit more sense and it's easily identifiable as fingers. At least that's my hope. But I think I'll leave it like that. I may fix it up later, though it's not as big as this one. So let me see if I can flesh this forearm out a bit more because I don't like that look. I want to make sure that while it doesn't have to be symmetrical, I do kind of want to make it look like it matches. So I'm just going to fix this area up. And there we go. That looks better. Gonna have lava kind of falling down here, coming out of maybe like this rock right here, maybe coming out of the knee area here, just wherever, coming out of this knee area, maybe over here on this side. I'm going to cover up a little bit of the rocks here, just have it coming out. Then I was kind of thinking like how cool it would be if he had like a gash here and then just lava coming out. And then since he has so much lava kind of coming out of him, I'm going to just have it in pools around him. Like wherever it's falling and hitting the ground. Should I do eyebrows? I know I've seen rock golems have these massive eyebrows made out of rock. Should I do it? Should I keep this? I don't know. Do whatever you want. It's a lava monster. Lava Golem might be ready to go ahead and start inking it in, but I'm going to go ahead and lighten it again. I really just recommend doing this because in my opinion, it just really helps. I do this with all my sketch work when I know I'm going to ink it or sketch more details on top of it that, you know, I don't want the baser details coming through. And so now I'm just going to ink everything in. This is pretty self-explanatory. I'm really just following my sketch and that's it. And since that's it, I usually just skip over this part. So I went ahead and gave it a thicker outline. It pretty much gives it the form without losing the individual look of the rocks. So we're going to go ahead and get into coloring it. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with my lightest gray, and I'm just going to color in all of the rock, which is basically his entire body, except for the lava. Simple enough. Okay, so I went ahead and I colored every single stone in with this CG02, which is a neutral gray. Now I'm going to go in with a cool gray. It's slightly darker. It's a CG2, and I'm going to focus on keeping my light source coming in around here. So I'm going to color in all the faces that wouldn't be getting hit by that light source. So in this big rock, I'm covering in these three faces as only the light source would kind of hit this face right here. And then kind of the same with this boulder here. There is a bit of shading that I added being caused by this boulder on top. So I've got a bit of shading happening here, and then the light source is being hit right here. And just try your best to be consistent. And if you mess up, don't worry too much about it. Just keep going, because eventually you'll get better at it. And knowing where to place your shadows really is what brings the rocks to life. Not done yet. We're going to go even darker on some faces, kind of like in these middle areas. We'll go even darker. Sometimes I'll do both faces, but not all the way. Almost like light is almost kind of highlighting around here. And I'm almost finished. Just got these last few rocks on his hand. Gonna blend it out a bit. And that's about it. And then I think I'm gonna color his eyes in like really, really dark. So I'm gonna use this CG4 and just fill it in. Then I'm gonna add some darkness to his face, or shadow. I don't know why I said darkness. And then I'm gonna blend it out a bit just to make it look not so strong. A little bit up top here, blend it out. Then I've got a slightly darker gray, and I'm just gonna use this to add in some rock detail, I guess you could say. Rocks aren't exactly perfect. They have craters and stuff. So I'm trying to get that look. And I'm just picking random areas to put spots, which are just dense. And we're getting close to the end. I went ahead and I got my colors for lava. And I'm going to start out with my darkest color, which is the red. And I'm just kind of very ever so slightly coloring around the inner area. And then taking my orange color and just following along that red, coming down a little bit. And then a yellow right on top, coming down a little bit on the drippy areas. And then my lightest yellow on the edges. And so I've got this lava falling out of him. Repeat the process around here. So red, orange, into yellow, going down, 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 down. Into my lightest yellow. So I'm just trying to create a gradient effect so that the lava looks like it's lit up. And so for this area where the pool is, I'm gonna just color the inner area red, and then following the same process. After the red comes my orange, right on the outside, yellow, and then my lightest yellow. Done. And then doing the same thing on this side. And now we're done. All right. And I added a little bit of like cracking around his eyes. I don't know. I thought it'd look kind of cool. And I think it does. And technically you can add cracks on other rocks if you wanted to. But overall, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If it helped you out, make sure to leave a like. And if you're interested in leaving a suggestion for a future tutorial, definitely do so. And it may end up on a future poll to be voted on. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.